does activism work? I mean, we've talked about how frustrating it can be in terms of trying to get your ideas across, because there are a lot of people who have different intentions on what they're trying to achieve.
So I really go back and forth on this because I feel like I've been working at this pretty hard for 4 years, and I see little signs of hope here and there when there are little small breakthroughs. On a small level, I do see, just in my town alone, I've been talking about it enough that we aren't using as much Roundup, and certainly my neighbors aren't using as much Roundup. And so I try and calculate it like, okay, that means that the dogs that are walking down my street are no longer absorbing it up through their little paws, and they're less likely to get lymphoma. I think that over the next 5 years or so, we're going to see another explosion in people starting to understand this, just as people get sick. So my hope is that as people start to realize that this explosion in chronic illness is weird, frankly, and shouldn't be acceptable. And I think COVID, for better or worse, has refocused people on health and what the government does or doesn't do. And even to the point of, in agriculture, people starting to grow their own gardens and wanting, farmers things. I see a trend going that direction because I think enough people are going to be sick that they're going to want to feel better. And my hope is that the activists like us will be there already with the knowledge that can help them understand. So unlike us going to Wikipedia and seeing all this stuff from the other side, that there'll be other alternatives that people can go to and start to better understand it. But I think things like, this podcast, if people want to learn about it, I think those are such excellent steps because each day someone's eyes are waking up to it. I had someone post on my Instagram like, oh, where can I see the ingredient list to see if glyphosate's in the things that we're buying? And of course, they don't have to list pesticides, which is so interesting, really. But, that was the beginning of that person's journey. And I think that one by one, we can change the consumer pressure. And, the demand for organic food is at an all-time high. In fact, there's not enough supply of organic food, at least in the United States. Certainly in underserved communities, there's basically none. So I think that will be the next step. And our Agriculture Secretary of the USDA, Tom Vilsack, he recently has made some pretty big announcements in investing in organic agriculture. And he also told an anecdote about how his grandson can't have 2 doses of dairy in one sitting. And his dad won't let him do that. And he's like, why is that? Why can't we? I like having, butter and cream on my baked potato, but my grandson can't. And Tom Vilsack is someone that has been very intertwined with big ag and ag chem. And so to hear someone like that starting to talk like that makes me think that there have been some personal experiences in his life with chronic illness that he's starting to realize, okay, wait, maybe this is the food. So I do think activism's worth it in the end. And I think we should do what we can to spread the word, even though it's frustrating day to day a lot of the time.